The classic wrong player, wrong card disaster. If you thought that was bad, let's talk about Chelsea versus Arsenal in 2014, where referee Andre Marriner somehow managed to send off the wrong player. Arsenal's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain decided to play goalkeeper for a second and used his hand to stop a goal-bound shot. Pretty obvious red card, right? Well, Marriner agreed, except he sent off Kieran Gibbs instead. Gibbs, understandably stunned, protested his innocence, but Marriner stuck to his decision. Meanwhile, Oxlade-Chamberlain, the actual culprit, approached the referee and admitted, "Ref, it was me." But it was too late. Marriner, realizing his mistake, couldn't overturn the decision, leaving Gibbs to walk off in disbelief. A truly legendary referee failure. But wait, it gets even worse when the referee decided to stop watching. Real Madrid versus Valencia. The 98th minute, even though only 7 minutes had been added. The score is 2-2. Madrid pushing for a winner. Then, it happened. At 98 minutes 3 seconds, Luka Modric took a corner kick. A scramble in the box. The ball rebounded, shifting toward the right. At 98 minutes 40 seconds, Brahim Diaz sent a cross into the box. At that exact moment, referee Jesus Gil Manzano blew the final whistle. And here's where things get completely insane. The players didn't hear the whistle and kept playing. Jude Bellingham, standing near the goal, headed the ball into the net and celebrated. Meanwhile, Valencia's goalkeeper and defenders looked devastated. They thought they just conceded a last-second heartbreak goal. But hold on, the referee had already stopped watching the game. Real Madrid players surrounded the referee in fury. Bellingham, in the heat of the moment, got himself another red card, this time for protesting. The outrage was massive. Manzano was suspended for 2 matches, but the result stood. VAR is supposed to fix refereeing mistakes, but sometimes it creates them instead. The best example? Liverpool's controversial loss to Tottenham in 2023. In the 26th minute, Liverpool's Curtis Jones was sent off for a reckless challenge. Despite being a man down, Liverpool scored through Luis Diaz. But then came the disaster. VAR disallowed the goal for offside. However, replay showed that Diaz was clearly onside. The VAR officials failed to draw the correct lines and wrongly confirmed the offside decision. Just 2 minutes later, Tottenham scored, further adding to Liverpool's frustration. Despite this, Liverpool managed to equalize before halftime through Cody Gakpo. However, in the 76th minute, Diogo Jota was sent off after receiving a second yellow card, leaving Liverpool with 9 men. Even so, they almost held on for a draw until the 96th minute, when Joel Matip accidentally put the ball into his own net, giving Spurs a 2-1 victory. After the match, the Premier League admitted the VAR error, calling it a significant human mistake. Liverpool even considered requesting a replay, but of course, that never happened. Stay tuned, and the next one will blow your mind. During the Premier League match between Manchester City and Tottenham, the final minutes were incredibly dramatic. By the end of the game, the teams had scored 6 goals in total, heading towards a 3-3 draw. But in the 94th minute, something happened that fans and experts would discuss for a long time. City launched a counterattack, and Spurs defender Emerson fouled Haaland. However, Erling Haaland stayed on his feet, and referee Simon Hooper allowed play to continue, making a characteristic gesture. Haaland then made a brilliant pass to Jack Grealish, who was practically one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But suddenly, Grealish stopped, and nobody understood what had happened, as there was no offside. It turned out that the referee blew his whistle 4 seconds after allowing play to continue. Manchester City players immediately rushed at the referee, furiously protesting. Rightfully so, he had simply ruined their clear goal-scoring chance in the 94th minute. The City players shouted at the referee for a long time, but he could do nothing. The match resumed from the spot where Emerson fouled Haaland. As a result, the match ended in a draw, and City's players and Pep Guardiola repeatedly questioned why the referee allowed play to continue, only to blow the whistle after the pass. 10 days later, Premier League refereeing chief Howard Webb admitted that this was a refereeing mistake and that Hooper ruined City's attack. But the English FA fined Manchester City £120,000 for their players' inappropriate behavior at the end of the match. And what about the referee? He faced no penalties, no fine, and no suspension. How about a mistake in the Champions League? This kind of mistakes are debated for years. Chelsea versus Barcelona in the 2008-2009 Champions League semi-finals remains one of the most controversial matches ever. The first leg ended 0-0 at Camp Nou, meaning Chelsea had to win at Stamford Bridge. They started well, with Michael Essien scoring a stunning volley. But then came the controversies. Chelsea had at least 4 clear penalty appeals. First, Dani Alves fouling Florent Malouda. Next, Eric Abidal bringing down Drogba. A more obvious one when Gerard Piqué handling the ball inside the penalty area. And the last one, Samuel Eto'o doing the same in stoppage time. To everyone's surprise, referee Tom Henning of Rebo ignored all of them. Then, in added time, Andres Iniesta scored a last-minute equalizer for Barcelona, sending them to the final on away goals. Chelsea players lost it. Didier Drogba screamed into the camera, calling it a... Years later, even Rebo admitted he made mistakes but said referees are human. But Chelsea fans argue, how can one referee make that many mistakes in a single game? This is undoubtedly the worst referee decision in Champions League history. Let's take a step back for a second. Have you ever seen a goal so obvious, so clear, that even a blindfolded fan in the back row could call it? Now, imagine that goal being denied. Welcome back to South Africa in 2010. England versus Germany. A match already dripping with history and rivalry. England still haunted by the 1966 final and Germany as ruthless as ever. Germany struck first. Miroslav Klose pounced on a defensive mistake and slotted it past James. 1-0. Then, in the 30th minute, Thomas Muller set up Podolski, who buried it. 2-0. England were on the ropes. But they fought back. In the 34th minute, Upson rose above everyone and powered in a header. 2-1. Game on. Then came the moment. The 38th minute. Frank Lampard saw his chance, struck the ball beautifully, it rocketed off the crossbar, bounced well behind the goal line, and came back into play. England celebrated. The fans roared. But wait, the referee wasn't signaling a goal. Confusion. The replay showed it clearly, daylight between the ball and the line. It was in. No question. But Jorge Larianda waved play on. No goal. How? How does a referee miss something this obvious? That moment changed everything. It reignited the debate on technology in football. FIFA had resisted for years, but this was undeniable proof that something had to change. And it did. Goal line technology, VR, systems designed to prevent disasters like this. Too late for England, but a game changer for football. So, was it the worst refereeing mistake since Maradona's Hand of God? You decide. Referees are supposed to give correct decision, but sometimes they created more chaos. This is the time when referee ruined football. Thanks for watching, and if there are any other referee mistake we missed in this video, comment below and let us know. Remember to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. See you soon!